Hey everybody, how you doing out there? I'm breaking every rule Nick Anthony set down tonight, just to let you know, because Nick is, read that, a tool of the man. That is Nick. I was going to be wearing my teeth tonight, because we're dentures, but for some reason I had them in for a little bit, and all of a sudden they just started not wanting to be in my mouth, so I had to take them out. So we're going to work like this tonight. I hope you like the background. Everything looks cool. We're going to do a little bit of talk here. This is After Dark with HB3. That's me. Okay. You may know me as the Boobs on Pro Wrestling 247, but it's HB3. Okay. And I have to deal with an idiot like Nick Anthony every Monday night right here on Pro Wrestling 247. This man knows nothing about professional wrestling. He asks me questions and then he takes my opinions and thinks that he has one that's better than mine. And we all know that that is not true. It will never be true. He's an idiot and we know it. Big shout out to Vince McMahon, I'm going to say. Vince basically hated the script presented for the show Monday night, and Raw managed to come off with a program that was palatable. I'm not going to say it was the greatest Raw I'd ever seen, because it definitely was not, but it was palatable. Some of what's happening making sense now. Beautiful match with Damian Priest and McIntyre, with Sheamus involved in a three-way there. Priest coming out on top. Right thing to do, WWE. Hey, Hollywood writers. Hey, script writers. Leave the men who know wrestling to wrestling. Let them write the story. We talked about this Monday night on the show. Well, I'm talking about it again here because it's something that stuck with me. McMahon, reports say, McMahon, he didn't like the script, so he basically rewrote the whole damn show himself before the show on Monday night. And if that is the case, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think it's Vince that's out of touch with the world of professional wrestling. I think it's the monster that is the WWE that does not understand what professional wrestling really is. So we've been fed what we've gotten while Vince allowed the writers and everyone else to dictate what goes on, rather than he or others inside that company that know what professional wrestling really is about. Nick and I talked about it. They ruined Bray Wyatt. How do you do that? We don't know. The fans don't know. He's gone, and well, I think everybody's hoping that he shows up in a company like AEW. I think. CM Punk is back. Amazing. People never thought that would happen, but CM Punk is back in pro wrestling, as a matter of fact, on Sunday night, right here on Pro Wrestling 24/7 in the Facebook group and here on YouTube. Nick and I will be enjoying the festivities live with you. You're not going to hear their audio, but we're going to give you our comments, what we think of a program that will feature RVD my ass, MJF, and Chris Jericho. And if Jericho should lose, well, he's got to sit behind the commentary table for the rest of his days in AEW wrestling. We've got a match featuring Christian Cage, the Impact champion, against a guy like Kenny Omega. And then, of all the things to happen at an AEW pay-per-view in Chicago, Illinois, CM Punk returns to the ring for the first time in 7 years? 7+? Does he still got what it takes? And he's going up against Darby Allin. And then this week on AEW, Sting came out. They came out, Allin and Sting come out, and they rescue CM Punk. That happened. From a beatdown by a bunch of Punk thugs who, I think in the end, CM Punk's going to crush this boy. He's going to, hey, I'm going to break another one of Nick's rules, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be drinking coffee on air. Look at that. I'm going to be smoking cigarettes on air. Excuse me. I know my coffee cup's a little rough, but I don't like washing it because the flavor just ain't the same, just so you know. So anyway, CM Punk shows back up. He's going up against Darby Allin. All right, cool. I'm in. I'm all in. I'm all in. This is going to be a hell of a show Sunday night. A hell of a show. They're going to show WWE what it really is to put on a major pay-per-view event. It's not going to take 7 hours of a human being's lifetime to do this, to put on a stellar card with probably some matches that may be considered for match of the year 2021. It's going to be amazing. And Nick and I will be here to give you our thoughts live as they occur as we watch the event. By the way, everybody, you can hate Nick Anthony on Facebook and Twitter by using a hashtag of I hate Nick Anthony, because we all do. He is a tool of the man. Just so you know, I'm saying it here. Anyway, enough with that nonsense. Big news in the world of the National Wrestling Alliance. The NWA pulled off two, not one, but two pay-per-views in the course of a weekend. NWA 73, of course, and then Empower, an all-women's pay-per-view, which is something that WWE has failed to give us again. Remember, we had Revolution. Well, where's Revolution 2? Why didn't we get an all-women's pay-per-view again? Because Revolution was not a bad show. Were they afraid? Are they? Are they afraid that if those women take the stage, then perhaps they might outshine some of the guys on the roster? A little sexism going on there, Mr. Behind the scenes at WWE. Whoever's in charge of that kind of stuff. You know who you are. Do something about it. You built a division where women could go and we would respect their abilities and their talent. And you have taken it from something that we were enjoying, because these were highlight matches. Sasha Banks and Charlotte at Hell in a Cell. These are highlight matches. Becky Lynch, Charlotte, excuse me, and Ronda Rousey. Was it Charlotte or was it Asuka? It was Asuka, wasn't it? Wasn't it? But look at that match. Look what happened. You ruined the division. You brought Ronda Rousey into pro wrestling and you ruined it because you didn't bring her back. Anyhow, these things happen. We understand. But Empower went off. And one of the big things from Empower was the return of Awesome Kong. Now, it's not any return. Kong comes out because Gail Kim has come out at NWA Empower to basically thank the crowd for her career. She was humbled. A legend of pro wrestling who worked in the NWA, and she's there talking, okay, about the NWA and about wrestling and women's wrestling. And out comes Taryn Terrell to interrupt her with a posse. Ain't nothing good going to happen here. We know that. That's the way it works. So Terrell comes out and starts running her mouth to Gail Kim. And she just dismisses Gail like she's her Chinese servant or something. Just what the hell? Get out. Go. Go. Get out. Get out. Go. 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 Do something. Yeah, that's what she did. Basically, Gail Kim, legend, megastar in the world of women's wrestling, legend. Music hits, and out comes Awesome Kong. But why? Oh, I got to start it on the screen. Look at this. I'm an idiot, but that's okay. I say that all the time, don't I?
No way!
Awesome Kong!
Freaking way! Awesome! Shocked right now. Awesome Kong is here in the
I'm going to lower that volume so we don't
NWA.
get YouTube on our butts, by the way. This isn't our video. We got this off of a YouTube channel. I'll let you see it when we're done watching what we're going to watch here.
Right now. What an unexpected surprise.
All of these wrestling fans on their feet.
Okay, she's in the ring. Kong is here. And what's she doing? She's staring down a legend in Gail Kim.
Oh my gosh. Everybody knows the history between Awesome Kong and Gail Kim as well.
And then you have whoever this is over here, and Kong just takes care of her, takes care of this one. And Taryn Terrell, being Taryn Terrell, is just skedaddling out the ring. This is what she does. It's her MO. What are we getting here? Oh, looky there. Talk about professionals. Let's pause this real quick, folks. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. I want to see something here. Watch this. This is amazing because this is what the really professional wrestling is really about. We have Kong doing Kong's thing. I want you to see this. We're going to go back here to the implant buster. Now watch. The girl on the ground. Look at her. She moved herself into position for that maneuver so that neither one of those two girls got injured. That's the art of professional wrestling. Now, I saw it. We all know it's done. But the woman had the sense to do this to protect her opponent. And that's why it's done. It's to protect your opponent from injury. So anybody out there that watches professional wrestling, or even, I'll give it to them, sports entertainment, and you see things like this, say thank you that these men and these women have enough sense about them while being slammed on foam and wood to be able to do something like that, to protect their fellow wrestler. Because wrestling is a brotherhood, as you'll see.
Wow. The sideboard may be broken, and Paola, baptism by fire from Awesome Kong. Look while you're behind. Darren, set running.
Yes, it is awesome. Absolutely awesome. I never expected to see Awesome Kong here tonight. I mean, wow.
Now look at what she's doing. What's Kong doing? She's staring down Gail. Look at that. Look at the look in Kong's face. We don't even need her commentary. I'll give it to you. She's calling her into the ring. What has Kong got up her sleeve? We're going to listen to Kong's comments, by the way. So Gail gets in the ring. And Mike is so old school. I love it. Remember when the WWE, WWF used to have nothing on their mics back in the early days, back in the old days of wrestling? It was the same in all the leagues. They just had a microphone they held up to their mouths and talked and handed it off. They didn't have the little block on it to say, hey, we're this company. We're this brand. It was just simple. Here's a mic. Talk. Don't worry about whether the logo is facing the camera because we ain't got one on there. Don't worry about that. It's cool. Let's continue. Oh, Kong's got a mic, so let's check out what Kong has to say here. There's other things we're going to talk about tonight, by the way, besides this. But yeah, this is cool.
Now, some of you may not know that I'm not much for words.
Kong speaks. Did anyone know that? We did. But yeah, Kong speaks. What a beautiful woman that is, too. She is so beautiful.
It's been a hard, hard year in the Kong residence. And only one
That's
thing
Skull Island
could get me off my couch
or Hollow Earth?
and away from them delicious ice cream bars.
Way to go, Kong.
And that's this woman right here. And I said to myself, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out with the toughest foe I know. I love you. I'm done, and I love you, Gail.
Look, folks, I want you to understand this. That was short and sweet. A woman who has given us so much pleasure in letting us watch her powerful performances is leaving a business that we love. We look at it however we look at it, however you look at it. You know, I can't tell you how to see professional wrestling. All I can do is try to help you understand what it really is. She's done. She's done. And I think she wanted to do it with Gail Kim in the ring. Because if y'all remember right, Gail and her had some matches.
I really am at a loss for words right now because I don't even know what to say to you right now. You're so special to me, and we will always have a bond for life. Thank you, Kong. Thank you.
So here's my take. Okay, here's my take. So Kong's leaving, and I'm trying to close out this other browser. I'm tell you what I'm doing here. I'm producing a damn show and hosting it too. Anyway, so Kong, she's leaving the business, and she did it at NWA 73. She worked for Impact. She's worked for most of the major independents. Hell, at one point, she should have been the WWE Women's Champion. But life gave her something else. Life gave her, what would one call that? Life gave her motherhood. She became a mom. And I think that that's a blessing that Kong has taken to heart. And so she's leaving the business because, well, you know, it is what it is. I wish her all the luck in the world. She's a beautiful woman. Nick and I have had the pleasure of talking to her in person. And she's a sweet woman. And whatever life brings her, I hope that it's mostly happiness. Because she deserves it. Thank you, Kong. Thank you for the career. And thank you for the memories. And thank you, most of all, for the conversation. Other things happened here in WA 73. I have to go over to this other monitor and bring this page over to this monitor so I can get the video. This is all from Bleacher Reports, folks, and I'm gonna play the whole piece. This is from Bleacher Reports, by the way. So if you don't follow them on Twitter, you need to follow Bleacher Reports on Twitter, and you can get this kind of stuff going on here. Because this is something that Nick, and I wanted to talk with Nick Anthony about this, but he won't talk to me. He won't talk to me when it comes to this guy, and I don't know why. This is the Nature Boy Ric Flair, 16-time world heavyweight champion. By the way, John Cena is a 16-time sports entertainment champion. Just saying. I'm just saying. But hey, I'm entitled to my opinions. And if you don't agree with me, I don't care. So we got Ric Flair up here. Now, Rick gave a passionate promo. A passionate promo. Ric Flair promo at NWA. He gave a long talk before all this, but this is the juxtaposition. However you say that wonderful word, this is the everything. Let's see what happens here. By the way, you're going to be able to hear this. So let's, where's my volume over here? I don't want to blow your ears out. So let me lower this down to here and we'll listen. Okay.
So let me do this. I want to thank my beautiful wife, Wendy. Every time I fell down, she picked me up.
Huh?
Just like Triple H picked me up, just like Shawn picked me up, just like Taker picked me up, just like Austin picked me up, just like everybody. Vince McMahon, I love you. Thank you. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. And you know what? Vince McMahon's not going to watch this, but he's going to hear about it. He's going to say, Ric Flair's back where he belongs with anybody who wants to be with on a given night. That I have deserved that right. And Hunter, thank you for every time you told me that I was Ric Flair to go out and be the best I could be. Because I let myself down night after night. He would not give up. But he didn't care about my WCW run. Hunter grew up on the NWA. And guess what's hanging in his office? Not the WWE belt, but the NWA belt he bought from me.
He bought it off Rick. I imagine he's got more than one.
And Shawn Michaels, who carried me at the age of 59 through WrestleMania. Thank you again. Taker, who carried me at WrestleMania. Thank you. Steve Austin, who every time I'm with, asks me to tell him an NWA story. One like this. What was Harley really like? Ricky. So let me do this. I want to thank
There you go.
my beautiful wife, Wendy.
The comments he just made. He just said he wanted to thank Vincent Kennedy McMahon. He wanted to thank Lord, he wanted to thank a lot of people for what they did for him. And he got it out. And he thanked Vince McMahon, told him he loved him. And I think a lot of that, we want to talk about how Ric Flair's let go, let out of a contract, done whatever. But, you know, I think there's enough respect between Flair and McMahon to allow Ric Flair out of a contract whenever he felt like it. Rick has a passion for the National Wrestling Alliance. I don't know what his function is going to be with his brand or not, but as he said, he had a right. He had a right to go to the NWA and actually retire from professional wrestling, this sounds like a retirement to me. He's thanking everybody that was important to him in his career. A lot of WWE names, but it goes without saying when he was inducted in the Hall of Fame how he thanked Dust and the other men and others in professional wrestling that helped him to get where he is today, being as iconic as the Nature Boy Ric Flair is. Here's a man. Look at this, folks. Let's talk about Ric Flair real quick. Everybody wants to talk about Hulk Hogan, brother. Well, I don't like talking about Hulk Hogan, brother, because Hogan was a fraud. Hogan was a fraud. I'm saying it here right now. Hulk Hogan was a fraud. Hulk Hogan, we'll get back to Ric Flair in a second, but Hulk Hogan, training, prayers, and vitamins, his demandments, like he has a right to demand we do something. He's trying to control our minds in, and he's controlling them until he had a scandal. But he was worse than Ric Flair. Ric Flair admitted he was a womanizer. He was a drinking all and partying and whatever, jet flying, limousine riding. Hogan, he was the good guy, didn't do nothing wrong. Ric Flair was the bad boy. And you know what? Ric Flair's life has caught up with him, and so has Hulk Hogan's. So who's the greatest of all time from the 1980s? That era of wrestling. It's Ric Flair. Why? Because Hulk Hogan went to WCW for big bucks, and Ric Flair went to the NWWF because they tried to saddle him with a gimmick to cut his hair and to put an earring in. Ric Flair, the dirtiest player in the game, and you want to make him look like a bitch? What the hell were you thinking? So he went north. And in the process, wrestling history tells us, Rick held their title belt up for collateral on a payment owed to him of like $50,000 or something. A bond, if you will, for security on that title belt, because it was a piece of gold jewelry, a huge ring that you wear around your waist. And took it to WWF, and well, what happened there happened there. In 1992, he wins the Royal Rumble, becomes the World Heavyweight Champion in WWF, and three organizations and 3 world championships, NWA, WCW, and WWF World Heavyweight Champion. So it is what it is. Greatest of all time. Maybe. We'll talk about that one night too. But Flair comes out, he cuts this fantastic promo. He does get hot and bothered, and it's very entertaining, as Ric Flair will do. But it's interesting. It's interesting. And Billy Corgan gave him carte blanche to say what he wanted to. And what else would you do if you were a promoter in the world of pro wrestling? Professional wrestling, that is. Professional wrestling. What else do you do besides give Ric Flair carte blanche to say whatever the hell he wants? Because it's going to be great. So I've been watching a lot of AWA lately and enjoying it quite a bit. I'd like to get your thoughts. Facebook group. If you're here on YouTube, go ahead and leave a comment down there and we'll read them and possibly talk about them on air on Monday. And Nick is really into Impact a lot. So I think Nick's going to be here tomorrow night sometime after Impact Wrestling, giving you his thoughts and opinions on that and doing his own thing. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be a dumpster fire is what it's going to be, because it's Nick Anthony, the human dumpster fire. Folks, I got to tell you, man, Nick has the strangest, most bizarre things happen to him. He lives in, out west there in La La Land, if you know what I'm talking about. And Nick thinks he got it great. Thinks the world is just the most perfect place he could ever be in. Until he realizes that he's looking in a mirror. And all he's seeing is some of the worst ugliness he's ever seen in his life. Hell, he once used a whole bar of lava soap trying to wash the ugliness off his face. A whole bar of lava soap. I'm going to tell you how much Nick knows. I asked Nick Anthony one time, Nick, I'm having a problem here. You see, I have 2 pennies, and I don't know how many pennies I have. Can you help me? He answered 1. I don't know why. That ain't what I asked him. But he answered 1. That's about the simplest math I know. 2 plus 1 plus 1. But he answered 1. And I gave him the answer. And it stuns me. That's how dense Nick really is, folks. You don't know. A head of cabbage ain't so dense. Fossils, rocks, those things aren't as dense. It's amazing. So it's professional wrestling. We went for so many years with one brand. Well, 2, if you know, we had the WWE. We had other companies out there that nobody knew about, like Evolve. We got CZW. We had the NWA at the time. It's been around. The NWA didn't go anywhere, folks. It's still around. We had a TNA/Impact. Okay. And then we have AEW. And what happened was WWE bought Evolve. Okay, so it's nothing special. CZW won't be up for sale because it's combat wrestling. They do ladder matches, chair matches, barbed wire, bulbs, whatever. They do that type of wrestling. The NWA, of course, the 73-year-old progeny of promoters from across the United States who were out to help each other succeed in the world of professional wrestling. Some of them were dicks, like, Nick is a big asshole, but it is what it is, right? Right, folks, right? So then AEW comes along, and somebody with money, more money than Vince has, or the entire worth of World Wrestling Entertainment comes along, and we get AEW Wrestling. Now he's backing some horses here in the Jackson brothers, not the 5, the 2. The 2. Okay. He's backing some horses in a guy like Cody Rhodes, who left WWE, a very unhappy professional wrestler. One could say his whole goal was to buck the system that is the WWE. Now we come to a point where 100 episodes of a television show called AE Dynamite have now aired on a weekly episodic basis. AEW. We've got the launch of AEW Rampage on a different night of the week. It's a different show, different feel. It feels like its own deal. It's not like it's a second part or another chapter in what happened the night before on Wednesday night, but it's fresh, and that I think is what's important. You can continue storyline, but it's fresh. We'll see how long that lasts with the fans. This product's getting ready to move over to TBS here in a bit, and that's going to be an interesting thing that happens. We'll see, will the audience follow them over to TBS? Or Are they doing enough to make TNT look at that product and say, you know what, maybe we don't want this on TBS? For Time Warner, the people that own the networks, to sit back and say, maybe we just want to leave it where it's at for now. Let's not take any momentum this brand has from it. Let's keep it here for its 5-year deal, and then after 5 years, let's revisit and see if we want to move them over to WTBS for a length of time. Don't know what's going to happen. Speculation there. And that's all I can do here is speculate, because really, hey, that's all professional wrestling journalists really do. They speculate. There's some good guys out there that have decent news and they give you solid information you can trust. But then there's a lot of people out there spreading rumors, telling lies, starting controversy, if you will. Thank you, Axl Rose, for that one. From Getting the Ring, folks. I don't know if you remember that song, 1990s, Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion, all that good stuff. Don't know how old you are. Nick hates that, so that's why I'm doing it. If it pisses Nick off, I'm going to do it. That way on Monday nights, he can start chewing me out, and I'll just tell him, look, Nick, just like I tell the people watching, my thoughts are mine, and your thoughts are yours. And to be honest with you, that's my opinion. And it's the only one. The only one. The only one that counts.